So let's dig into it. From where I'd like to welcome in Republican strategist Angie Wong and Democratic strategist David Carlucci. Angie, David, thank you both for your time today. David, we'll start with you. So Democrats on Tuesday, used affordability as a huge issue, big wins in the election. We saw the president with this new line of attacks against Democrats. I want to play part of what he's saying about the issue of affordability.
What the Democrats do is they lie. We are the ones that have done great on affordability. They've done horribly on affordability. We have much lower prices than they do. Every price is down.
All right. So, David, the president went from saying this is an issue to saying that Democrats lie. But, yesterday in the Oval Office, we heard the word affordability numerous times. So with the Republicans absolutely in control of Washington, what do Democrats need to do to capitalize on this moving forward?
Yeah, a few things here. First, Donald Trump sounds just like Joe Biden did about a year ago. The only difference is Joe Biden had a record he could point to in terms of legislation he passed that was really going to bring down prices and work in that direction. Donald Trump only has the big, beautiful bill and a government shutdown to point to, and then he's trying to defend that prices are lower when they're not. So this is a real problem for Republicans, and I think when you put that on top the tariff strategy that Donald Trump has implemented, where obviously people see that if you're putting a certain tariff on products we consume, then the price is going to increase. But most important, what you saw the Democrats tap into was a platform that was understandable. Zoran Mandami, people like him, people criticize him. What he did was able to have people repeat his platform back to him. He knows affordability is the issue, so he talked about sexy issues like free buses, freeze the rent, issues like that. It kind of reminds me of Donald Trump's successful campaign in Build the Wall, right? We don't know how you're going to do it, but that platform resonated with voters, and that's what Democrats have been able to tap into this week. And I think they're going to be able to continue to build that momentum as long as the Republicans control every branch of government. The buck stops with them, and people are going to point to them and blame them for the economic conditions we see right now.
Yeah, so wins for the Democrats. But, as with everything, it's always about, looking forward, what happens next. Angie, I'm going to give you a chance here. There's so much happening right now domestically. So President Trump's, his triumphs overseas, not necessarily, as we saw Tuesday, translating at the ballot box for Republicans. Trump's political advisor, James Blair, says that the president will focus on affordability going forward, hence why we heard that word time and time again yesterday in the Oval Office. But I want to listen to what we heard from Blair.
I think you'll see the president talk a lot about cost of living as we turn the year and into the new year. The president is very keyed into what's going on, and he recognizes, like anybody, that it takes time to do an economic turnaround, but all the fundamentals are there. And I think you'll see him be very, very focused on prices and cost of living.
All right. So, Angie, again, issues domestically, we see President Trump, set to meet in just moments with yet another foreign leader, this time the Prime Minister of Hungary. We're getting closer to the holidays. We're well into November at this point. Many Americans are really feeling the economic strain. Are we going to see the president's messaging change?
Yeah, and I've been wondering that myself. Look, Tuesday was a major defeat for the Republican Party. Democrats won across the board. President Trump acknowledges that. And as soon as Wednesday morning hit, he was telling GOP senators at a breakfast, affordability, affordability, affordability. He even said so in his Miami speech later that day. So he understands that he's got to refocus now on his domestic policies because more and more Americans are borrowing more, paying more, saving less. In fact, most young Americans are starting off on the red as soon as they come out of college, even buying groceries on their credit cards. So he understands that this is the issue, but he wants to own the messaging. He wants Republicans to win in this, which is why he's lowering drug prices. He's trying to find a competitive edge there to be a favorable nation, just with drug pricing. We've already seen gas drop tremendously. Now we're going to start focusing on groceries and insurance and all those things that he can do. I think he's going to be refocusing now that he understands this is the Democrat playbook. And I think you're going to see him make some gains in this over the next few months.
Yeah, yesterday's announcement in the Oval Office really could be a game changer. We'll see how that plays out.